With Donald Trump moving back into the White House in just a few months, we should probably talk about what he's going to do. And in this case, we have a pretty good idea because you remember when Project 2025 came out and detailed what his agenda would be. And then he spent the last few months being like, what name so? I got nothing to do with that. Well, we're about to find out. We were given big assurances that none of that stuff would come to pass. Well, I don't know. Every Supreme Court justice also said they'd never overturn Roe v. Wade. I've discovered in my time covering the news that some of these people are liars, okay? And we'll figure out if he was being honest or not. But let's talk about one of the most consequential areas, and it does have to do with abortion. So he has claimed that he will veto a national abortion ban because he simply loves federalism too much. He loves state control, these sorts of things too much. Perhaps we'll find out. Perhaps we'll see if the new Republican Senate decides to vote on one. They might have the House as well. He's saying he will veto it. He will give a double middle finger to majorities in the Senate and the House and to evangelical voters, by the way, and block it. I am dismal on that. I don't think that's the case, but that's what he's saying. If it comes to it, what do you think about that obviously important issue area?
I think it's going to depend on the day and the mood and whether there's enough Diet Coke in reach. It just, Donald Trump and the people around him are going to do whatever they want to do. I understand that. And there'll be some people who will fight valiantly. They will try to, show opposition to it. But I don't know. I'm not trying to duck the question, but I don't know. I think we're all going to have to keep our seatbelts fastened because of the turbulence that will be throughout this entire 4-year flight, including if JD Vance takes over and there's a lot of slow singing and flower bringing at some point by some. I just don't know, John. I just don't know.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to come down to these other people. I mean, we've been talking about Mike Johnson saying he's going to get rid of Obamacare. He's going to repeal the CHIPS Act, potentially wiping out thousands of jobs in a bunch of different states. Lots of conservatives would lose their health care. I mean, maybe that's a thing that will break through to them when conservatives with pre-existing conditions find that they no longer have insurance when they need it. Like that, look, I will feel bad for you when that happens, but it's not like it will be a surprise. Trump has been trying to kill Obamacare since it has existed. Mike Johnson said that will be one of the priorities. He rolled his eyes at the law that has made sure that millions of Americans for the first time in their life got health insurance. So again, all of that could come to pass. We'll get to the tariffs. Let's just briefly mention that one of the things he focused the most on is his mass deportation scheme. And so he wants to build massive concentration camps and send soldiers and cops all across America to break apart families and find people who've lived here for years or decades and send them to countries they don't know anymore. And he has convinced conservatives that somehow that will benefit them economically. It won't. Spending literally hundreds of billions of dollars to take out millions of people will do irreparable damage to local economies, to the national economy. That is a guarantee, okay? Now, I cannot imagine that he will successfully ship millions of people out of the country, but he's certainly gonna try, and that's gonna cause utter chaos. Sharon, thoughts about that?
He is going to try. I have people who are very near and dear to me who are worried, who are going through the process legally, and I don't know who's going to be shipped off and who won't. But I think that the greater thing that we need to accept and even embrace is that we're back to chaos. Remember how it was when Donald Trump was in the White House, which is why I laugh at people who say things like, I'm for small government and the markets and all these people on Wall Street. The one thing they hate, they despise is uncertainty and chaos. They thrive on being able to plot and take money and do things in a normal kind of devious way. Just get ready for chaos because that's what it's hours after this victory and it's already sprouts of chaos. Where's Bannon?
Yeah.
You mentioned Mike Johnson and all these people. They're already they're screaming chaos. Lindsey Graham, Jack Smith. It's chaos. Just get ready for chaos.
Yeah, it was chaos the first time when there were some dissenting voices and some checks, and his brain was relatively solid in consistency. It's going to be more chaotic than it was before. And some of that chaos will result in women suffering or dying, black and brown people suffering or dying, and conservatives will like that. They'll enjoy that. It's gonna cause utter chaos in conservative communities as well. The economic harm is going to be there. Like, again, be careful what you wish for, okay? Everyone suffers under a Trump presidency, as we already experienced the first time. Now, I also want to mention where some of that suffering will come from economically. He is saying he's going to impose a 10 to 20% across the board tariff on lots of good imports and 60% on Chinese goods. So literally every person that has made the study of the economy their life's work says that's utterly insane and that is going to devastate our economy. So we'll see. I mean, they're also saying it's going to add massively to the national debt, which, by the way, he already did that his first time. He already added trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to the debt. He will definitely do that again. He's going to cut taxes on the wealthy, which means a massive transfer of wealth to the richest people in the country. That's where a lot of that extra national debt came from. He's going to do that again. So you are going to be paying more, 10, 20, maybe 60% more for, well, only the goods that we get from abroad and from China, which I think is like most of the stuff we buy. So you are going to feel the pain from that every store you go to. It seems like madness. This seems like the sort of thing that obviously the Republicans have to stop him from doing this, because this is going to devastate working class Americans, including conservatives. But that's what he's promising that he will do. So again, chaos, immigration chaos, foreign policy chaos, economic chaos, and suffering. Chaos and suffering is the subscript of this chapter of our experience with Donald Trump. That's my prediction. Any other thoughts?
Your prediction is spot on. And it's even, I don't know that we should even use the word prediction, because can you really predict more than just chaos? No. We'll have to just wait and see. And I mean it. It's going to depend on the mood. It's going to depend on who's in his ear last. It's going to depend on whether he falls out of favor and tells off Kennedy or Musk or who knows. Chaos. And they're, by the way, going to run all the secrets. He's already probably been getting probably a little fake security briefings and stuff, national security intel. Now it's the real deal. So we're less safe. You can count on that. And then chaos.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.